Welcome to Indispensable, Connection Ministries' video training series for churches and volunteers who are building Christian community with adults with intellectual disabilities. This episode is titled Reporting Abuse and Protecting Victims and is the third episode in Administration and Safety. My name is Don Bowden, and welcome to Indispensable, a video training series for friendship groups with adults with intellectual disabilities. The weekly friendship group is a community where our friends with intellectual disabilities, families, direct support staff, and church members can grow in Christ and minister together. In this episode, we will review the procedure friendship groups should use for reporting alleged abuse and protecting the victims of alleged abuse. Jackie Schaefer will now talk about this important subject.
As we build Christian community that includes adults with intellectual disabilities, we will also strengthen procedures that protect them. Your church's ministry with people with disabilities should have a policy with procedures that will protect them from abuse and report alleged abuse to the proper authorities. For the purpose of this video, we will use the acronym IDD when we are talking about people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. It is important to note our responsibility to protect people with IDD from abuse and report alleged abuse that is required by law. In this video, we will provide you with resources for the state of Indiana. If you are located in another state, they would have similar resources. Connection Ministries has provided sample friendship safety guidelines that include procedures to protect people with IDD from abuse and report alleged abuse. Churches can use this sample policy as a template. It is available on our website. If a church or its disability ministry receives an allegation of abuse, it needs to respond with the utmost concern for the victim, parent, or other party making the allegation. It's important that the accused is treated with dignity and support. Without clear and convincing evidence to the contrary, we must always assume that a complaint is made in good faith. The person making the complaint should have no doubt that they are being taken seriously and will take appropriate action. When it becomes necessary to report suspected abuse or neglect, the protection of individuals will be the most important concern. As mentioned earlier, Indiana is a mandatory report state, meaning everyone is required by law to report cases of suspected neglect, battery, or exploitation of an endangered adult to an Adult Protective Services unit or law enforcement. All reports are secured and kept confidential. This information can be found on the website. Reports can be completed with Adult Protection Services online or using the hotline 1-800-922-6978. Adult Protection Services is not an emergency responder. If you believe someone is in immediate danger, call 911 immediately. Failure to report could lead to liability on the part of the church, the observer, or both. By policy, churches must recognize they are responsible to report all cases of suspected abuse to the proper legal authorities. While the confidentiality of the pastor-parishioner relationship is vital, reporting reasonable suspicion of abuse will provide individuals with help and may prevent further harm to the victim or others. Now, what is reasonable suspicion? Reasonable suspicion means there is a reason to believe that an individual who is 18 years or older is an endangered adult. A report based on reasonable suspicion does not require proof that abuse or neglect has actually occurred or that the reporter witnessed the incident in question. The report is a request for an assessment of the condition of the individual. Because we believe the individual abused is our most important concern, the church or disability ministry should adopt the following guidelines for reporting. The person who learns of the allegation should immediately report the allegation to the pastor, congregational president, elders, administration, and Connection Ministries. Further reporting of the allegation now becomes the church leader's responsibility. The church leader should treat each allegation of abuse seriously. Attempt to assure the safety and protection of the person who has been harmed, and pray for the church and all persons affected by the allegation. Immediately begin documenting all activity observed in handling the allegation. The church leader is responsible to initiate the internal investigation of the allegations within 24 hours of notice. The church leader will immediately report the allegation with Adult Protective Services, which we listed on the guidelines you will find next to this video on our website. Beyond notifying the church leader, information regarding the allegation should remain confidential. The church leader will immediately notify the parents or service provider if it is not known that they have previous knowledge of the allegations. The allegation implicates church staff, members, or volunteers. The church leader should immediately notify the church's insurance carrier of the possibility of a claim. Do not confront the accused until the safety of the individual abused is secured. If the accused has assigned duties within the life of the church, that person will be temporarily relieved of their duties until the investigation is concluded. The pastor should extend whatever care and resources necessary in providing care to the principals. This includes the alleged victim, the accused, and their families. The church leader should under no circumstances be drawn into a discussion of the truth or untruth of the allegation, which could contaminate an official investigation. Do not assign blame or take any steps that involve establishing or negating the allegation. It is appropriate to show care and comfort for the alleged victim. This should be the pastoral objective from the moment the allegation is received or otherwise made known. Do not prejudge the situation, but take the allegation seriously and reach out to the alleged victim and his or her family. Showing care and support help to prevent further hurt. Extend whatever pastoral resources are needed. Remember that the care and safety of the alleged victim is the first priority. In some situations, churches have responded in a negative or non-supportive manner to the alleged victim. This can increase the anger and pain of the alleged victim and his or her family. Further reconciliation can then be more difficult, and the possibility of damaging litigation increases. Treat the accused with dignity and support. If the accused is a caregiver, that person should be relieved temporarily of his or her duties until the investigation is completed. The privacy and confidentiality of all involved shall continue to be a primary concern. The person or persons reporting the allegation and church leaders must observe confidentiality for both the alleged victim and the accused until advised to the contrary by the pastor. If the media or other parties contact a church official about a pending allegation of abuse, they should be referred to the pastor or designee. Only the pastor or his designee should make comments about the allegations. The pastor or designee will use the text of a prepared public statement to answer the press and to convey news to the congregation. The prepared statement shall be made only after consultation with the church's attorney and will include the steps the church has taken to protect the person with IDD, such as the development and implementation of these guidelines, and the care and concern the church has for all parties involved. The number for the Indiana State Hotline is 1-800-992-6978. For online reporting and the link to the nearest Adult Protective Services, visit our website and you will find those links in the sample. The possibility that a ministry of your church would need to protect a person from abuse or report an allegation of abuse is something we should pray never happens. But if God puts us in this position, a well-thought-out policy and procedure will help navigate through the process in a dignified and loving manner. Thank you for watching this episode of Administration and Safety. Next to this video on our website, you will find a link for the policy sample that you can download and print. Be sure to visit our website to view another topic in the Indispensable series. If you have any questions or need information, you can email us at connect@connection-ministries.org or call our office at 317-646-5067.
Your prayers and financial gifts help Connection Ministries provide valuable resources for churches and families ministering with adults with intellectual disabilities. You can give online at www.connection-ministries.org.